Hi, I'm Shantae Snellgrove, your host and publisher of Parenting Special Needs magazine. Welcome to Parenting Special Needs podcast, where we share real stories, expert advice, and practical support for parents raising children with disabilities and special needs. We believe in celebrating progress, navigating challenges, and connecting families with the tools and inspirations they need every step of the way. Welcome to today's podcast. Today we are speaking with Irisa Leverett, a math professor by day and a warrior mom 24/7, to her 20-year-old son, Darius, who was diagnosed with autism at the age of 18 months old. Through their journey, she uses her platform to challenge stereotypes, raise awareness, and show the world that while autism may be different, maybe a different road, it can still lead to a beautiful life. And she has done a fantastic job. I'm excited to have her here. So please welcome Irisa. Did I say it right?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. I am blessed to have this opportunity. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And, many of our readers already kind of know about your son, Darius, as the king of stimming. And he is contagious and he's a joy to watch. I love that it's almost like musical. We weren't aware of you until Darius was brought to our attention from a reader that kind of said, hey, everybody loves Darius. Are you aware of him? And it was a young person. And we're like, no, we weren't aware of Darius. And they're like, oh, you guys need to talk to him and talk to his mom. And so we were like, so that's how we got to know about you. But I guess you are doing a bang up job because the young college kids are aware of Darius. And obviously you have a big following. So that's huge. So
Yes.
when I first watched the videos and I saw him stimming and everything, I was like, I didn't know everything. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
As a mom, I have a daughter with autism. I was like, are we kind of making fun? But then when I watched more, I realized what you were doing. So at first, though, but I don't know what I want to say, off put, if that's the right word, as a mom, until I really watched. So forgive me for saying that. But
No problem.
then when we went back and asked the young person, like, okay, how do you feel about that? And he's like, no, we're all rooting for him. We want him to do good. We're excited. They're learning. And that is the key. I mean, that's what I think the point is. So thank you again for being here. And I'm glad that we finally did get to find out about Darius and the great work and making the difference that you are doing. So on to questions. Every parent's journey has moments of uncertainty. Were there things you misunderstood or struggled with in the early years?
Yes, I did. In the early years, it was hard. I was kind of in denial at first, and I felt hopeless at first. Like, man, what type of life is he going to have? Is people going to accept him? Not knowing where the road was going to lead. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of denial, a lot of questioning on why and why us, why Darius. So in the beginning, it was moments of grief. Like it felt like grieving the child that you thought you was going to have. Like he's perfectly him, but when you have a kid, sometimes you think that you're going to have a kid that becomes a doctor, lawyer, a teacher, but then when you hear autism, it's like, what is the future going to be like? Who's going to take care of him? All these thoughts just start flooding your mind. So at the beginning, it was kind of hard. It was a lot of uncertainty, like confusion, worry.
And I know you also mentioned about I watched one of your videos and about feeling stuck as a parent. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? About feeling stuck when you're a parent, like just to add to.
When you have a kid with autism or special needs, sometimes you do feel stuck in like a box in your own world. People don't really understand you. Everything becomes like routine, and it's just like you just stuck in this world, in this box. Everything becomes about your child and trying to create the best life for them and become focused on them, and you lose yourself a little bit too because you're trying to make the best life for them.
Speaking of that, so what made you decide to start showcasing it or, doing your platform of showcasing Darius?
I did like Facebook and Instagram, just posting pictures of him and stuff like that. And, my friends and family would see things that I post about his day, but that was just a small little circle. And I wasn't really comfortable at first talking about autism, like coming out and really just tell people this is autism, but my friends and family would like see pictures. Darius did this, Darius did that. But then I started posting more, and then I met someone on Instagram, a singer, and I talked to her about making an autism anthem, a song. So we did that a little bit, and so we said we needed to get a bigger audience, right? Like let people hear this song. The song was Our Own Way, and she did a marvelous job on it. And then I started posting more on TikTok. And so people started asking questions and people started engaging with us. I'm like, wait a minute, I can do this. And I started talking more and more about our daily life. People would see Darius. What is Darius doing today? What is Darius doing at school? And it just started growing and growing. And I became comfortable with sharing more and more about Darius because people was becoming interested in him. And then I said, you know what? This autism, the level that he's on, he has high support needs. People are not familiar with special needs people, individuals like Darius. It's not the autism you see on TV, because when you see autism on TV, it's like a doctor, someone that knows everything about dinosaurs and trains and they talkative. But Darius was different, and there are other individuals like him that people aren't aware of. They're not aware of the nonverbal. They're not aware of the stimming. They're not aware of the children that elope. So I wanted to keep it moving and show people like this is autism, not the one that you see on TV, because it's a spectrum, but there's a whole population of people that you don't see. And that's what I'm doing. And people are learning and they seeing it, and they are accepting people with autism that are more like Darius.
Yeah. No, I think you're exactly right. Because I watched, as I was researching for us talking today, you brushing his teeth. And I thought, oh, I mean, those are things that you're right. Like none of us go around as a mother as well. We don't go and really talk about that. And people don't really have any understanding of what we do on a daily basis too. Like when you show him eating breakfast and getting out the door. And I love the one you just did recently too, where he is eating too fast or whatever, but he's kind of like, it's like they know too. They know mom turns her back, I'm going to shove more in. I mean, it's like they're very smart. They just can't always verbalize what is going by. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I related to it because I'm like, okay, that's my household too every day. You don't have to shovel all your food in, It's
slow down. And people see that and they say, why don't you just let him eat how he wants to eat? But it's a choking hazard.
Right, choking.
He needs to slow down. He doesn't, he can't control it. There's something in his brain saying that I need to get this food in me. Maybe I need to get it so I can do something else. Maybe if I eat fast, I get more. Something is triggering his eating this way, and I need to slow it down. And people are like, just let him eat. No. I have to help him. If it takes 100 years, I'm going to keep on trying to help him get to the point where he's slowing down. And progress doesn't come like right away. Sometimes you have to work on it. And I try to tell parents because it's easy to give up. When you see a certain behavior, it's like they're not going to get to the point where, people probably saying he's not going to never slow down. He is, but it might not take today. It might take 5 years from now, but I'm going to keep on working on it.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's right. We're still believing him, right? That's Michelle's book, right? I believe in you. We keep working.
And I think that with all the awareness that you're raising and how the kids, and I say kids, are talking about it and everything, they do root for all the little successes that Darius shows. Now I can say I've had a close family member that comes up to me and says, Mom, listen to how good Darius is talking now. And so you're teaching that, yes, there is an age that he is, but there's still growth and there's still more. And they're rooting for it.
They're rooting for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you've raised the awareness to the whole picture that people, like you said, don't see.
Mm-hmm.
Have everybody accepting, and then you have everyone engaging with you, and then now they're all like on Team Darius.
Yeah. When they see Darius, I took them out to the mall this weekend. We went out to eat, and when they see Darius, they see an individual, they see a human being. They don't just see him, they don't see his autism at first. It's just like, that's Darius. That's Darius. They don't see some autistic person. They see Darius. They see a human being. They see a person.
Yeah, you've taught that.
Yeah. And so they are doing it. They treat him just like everybody else. He's a human being. He's Darius.
So with Darius is known for his joyful stimming. He has lots of different things that he does stimming, right? How did you begin to understand stimming or know that and then showcase it, I guess, as well?
At first, I didn't even realize what stimming was for a long time. And I went back and looked at old videos of him when he was younger and pictures, and I realized that he was doing it for a long time and I didn't know what it was.
I'm laughing only because the other day, I'm sharing just a little bit, but my daughter always has done something since she's been little. And I never considered it stimming. I just think it's her, whatever. But her teacher now, she's 28. Her teacher the other day said, that little stimming move she does. And I'm like, what's stimming? I felt like you, and I'm like, wait, I'm in this business. I didn't even have a clue. So that's why I like that you're like making it aware that it's lots of things. So I would like a little more education on that, maybe from you, since you've learned some stuff about it. So since
So it took me a long time to realize he was stimming. I didn't know that that's what it was. Darius would hum a lot. I thought he was just humming. He liked to hum. But then once I started showing him and people started recognizing it too, and I had to learn more about stimming myself. I did research, like flapping and turning off lights. All kinds of things can be stimming. So I started watching him and learning him. Like, he does this when he's feeling this way. He does this sound when he's feeling this way. When he's in the tub, he does this sound when he's eating. So I had to learn about it. But I got so used to it that I didn't even hear it. Like, you hear him. I don't even hear Darius that much. Like, it's just like a part of our home. You know how sometimes people that live near a train, they don't hear the train anymore because it's so a part of their life.
Yeah.
It's so common. His stem is so common to me. It's just like, okay, it's him. That's what he does. Because people say to me, does it bother you that he stems? I don't pay attention to it. It's just a part of him. It's a part of our world. And that's what he does, is him. And I didn't realize a lot of it was stemming. I just like, that's something Darius does. He does that. But it's stemming. The kids taught me a lot too, because when they started recognizing it, oh, Darius does this with his eye. I didn't really recognize it. That was just what he did, but that's stemming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, and that is it was interesting for me too, because watching your videos, I saw at nighttime, like I like call them little rituals, right? So I don't know if little rituals are the same as stimming, but I guess they kind of are. Like, he has his little ritual of whatever he says to you at night, I'm assuming, right? Mm-hmm. And I think I have that too. It's just my daughter speaks more, so she said, but it has to be the same thing every night. So I don't know if that's, I thought it was like OCD. I didn't know, but now that you're saying it, it might be stimming. You know what I mean?
Because, I did research on it, and then I do my own little thoughts about it too, because I look at the brain, right? We talk all day to each other. We do certain things, right? Because for the most part, we neurotypical, right? But people with autism, their brain needs interaction, and it's not getting that interaction. Because I get a phone call and talk to you on the phone. I have to do something for work. I have to cook. So if they're not doing their everyday routine, so when they just sitting there, their brain needs something to do. So it starts to stem, because it needs the input and the output going on. So the stemming, that's where it comes from. And then they start repeating things over and over. It's the brain, because the brain needs that interaction. And that's just my observation about it. Because when we bored, you might watch something on TV, right? You might do a puzzle. You might let me go declutter something, but they don't have that extra thing, because everything that they do, we prepare for them. Everything he does, he go to school, he got to do this at this time, this, that. We prepare all of that. And then when he's free, he go on YouTube. But then the brain, I need more. And so it starts to stem. That's my observation about it.
No, I think you're helping me, because I normally get I'm getting open-minded to this because I'm recognizing it with my daughter. Like she has got to have like, and it has to be me repeating back to her. It's like she wants the answer and she wants my input, and it's like it drives me crazy. But now hearing it from you, I'm like, oh, maybe you should be a little more patient, Shante.
Yeah, you have to be patient because Darius will come and say what he wants for dinner for the next day 100 times, and I just have to repeat it. And then I repeat it, and then he goes away, and then he comes back. But before, I was like not patient. It was bothering me, right? And so then I realized if I just repeat it, he's just going to go. But if I don't repeat it, it's going to make him upset. Like, why are you not repeating this? So it's just better to just engage with them, and then it calms them. Like, he wants taco meatball cheese, so I say it, and then he walks away. He's happy now.
I'm gonna steal that clip and send it to my husband. Just repeat what she wants so we can move on.
Yes, repeat it, and then she's gonna come. She's gonna walk away for a while. She's gonna come back. But it's just easier that way. It makes you did it. It's over, right? Does it hurt you in any way to repeat it? No. And it's less stress for you. Because when you like, leave me alone, you keep on saying the same thing over and over, find something to do. Just repeat it, and then they're going to go.
Yeah, and I think you're right, because I always say it's like Chinese water torture, like that, just drip, drip, drip on my head, you know? I mean, like, oh my God. So I know Michelle, poor Michelle, like Michelle, I went all over the board with this interview, right? I didn't follow the script.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm
nice meeting you, Michelle, and thank you for reaching out.
Oh, you're very, very welcome.
Okay, so let's go back to a couple of questions more. Any misconceptions or anything you want to dispel about autism? It is Autism Awareness Month that we're doing this in, right? In today's?
Yeah, it's Autism Awareness Month. One thing I do want to talk about is Darius is nonverbal for the most part. And there's a lot of people who are autistic that are nonverbal. And people think that when you are nonverbal, you are not able to process information, you are not thinking. And just because someone is nonverbal doesn't mean they are not able to think and process information. And that's the misconception. People just think, well, if you're nonverbal, you cannot think, you cannot use a computer, you cannot do a job, you cannot function in life. But that's not true. They struggle with communication, but that doesn't have anything to do with their progress, with their ability to learn. And that's what I want people to start realizing, that nonverbal does not mean non-thinking.
Very well put.
Yes. And what about, how do you handle challenging moments? Like, does he have meltdowns? Because he's big. My daughter's big too. So, I mean, does he have meltdowns? Is that something you guys have to deal with?
Well, as he got older, you try to learn the triggers and things that upset him. So you learn him, and I think everyone on the spectrum can have meltdowns. I think we all have meltdowns. You at work, you frustrated. That's you about to melt down, right? But we are able to control it. So as a mom, I have to learn him and pick up the signs like, he's starting to look overwhelmed or something is bothering him. So you have to, before it start, you got to de-escalate it before it start. You have to pick up the signs before it start. So he doesn't have a lot of meltdowns because I try not to put him in those situations where I know that something's going to trigger a meltdown. So he doesn't have a lot of meltdowns because I don't put him in the situation. He's fixated on food. So when he sees food, and especially when we out, he gets very excited, and that can cause a meltdown. So I try to, when we go places, make sure he's not around the food. He's not sitting by the table next to the food. Like if we go to dinner at a friend's house, some people like to decorate, have the food out. So I'm like, Darius got to sit over here. So I pay attention to that stuff because I know the things that's going to trigger him. Once you know what's going to trigger your kid, you have to work on it and make the environment safe so it won't happen. And that's what I do with Darius. So he doesn't have a lot of meltdowns. And I've talked to him a lot about things. Like, we're going to do this, Darius. And then first you got to do this. And then you're going to do that. Like even when we go to the doctor, he's excited. He's overwhelmed. So, you're going to see the doctor. After the doctor, we're going to see this. So try to tell him what he's going to do because it's the routine. So he's familiar with what's going on. Before I used to try to hide it. just take him to the doctor. Then he's surprised, and then it didn't work out well. So then I started explaining, we're going to the doctor, we're going to get in the car. After the doctor, we're going to do this. And that helped out better than not telling him.
And we've all tried the surprise.
Yeah.
Never goes well.
It never goes well.
Never goes well. But the trip to the dentist that he just did on the one video, he was amazing in the dental chair. I just need you to know. So whatever you're speaking about, like learn your child, learn what you can, put it to use is huge. But to see how well he did to sit, he didn't fidget, he didn't move.
No.
He was amazing. And that's a tough one.
Yeah, and you know, with the dentist, you want to make sure you take them early. If you have a kid with autism, especially with high support needs, nonverbal, you have to introduce things to them early. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to take them yet, but you have to introduce to them early, get them used to it, talk to the dentist, and, get people on your team. Everybody has to start being on the team. We have to figure this out and make this situation comfortable for him, and find dentists and the healthcare professionals that are willing to understand autism and accept autistic patients and willing to make the experience better for them.
I want to ask about the stimming doll. So Darius has his own doll, right?
Well, he's got two now.
He's got two. Oh my gosh, I love him.
And then it's the second one that just came out.
And so do you squeeze them and they make a noise?
Yeah, they make sounds.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And those are available like on your site or whatever that people can buy them?
I did a collab with a company, monkeyworld.com, and we released them. So they only available for a certain amount of time when we release them. So you have like 24 hours to get them, because everyone that come out is a limited edition.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
like more in the works. Like you have those two, the king.
Yeah, we probably bring another one out. Yeah, so
how awesome! You are going. You go.
That's awesome. And I donate back to charity. So,
oh, that's great. Michelle, did you have a couple of questions?
One thing, as you talked about, like living in the box and feeling the walls of your world. So I'm going to ask you, what does it look like when you take care of you so that you can take care of Darius?
But my thing is, I try to keep it simple, because a lot of people think like taking care of yourself means that you need to book a trip to the Bahamas. And then that's when you get stressed. Like, I can't book a trip to the Bahamas. So I do simple things that I like. I teach math. So I like doing math puzzles, Sudoku. If I'm pronouncing it right, I always forget how to pronounce that. I like to watch my favorite shows on TV. I like to have lunch with friends every now and then. So it's small things that I do, but I appreciate those small things. And I always tell parents to stick with small things, because when you think too big, then that's when you get stressed. Having your favorite candy, sitting outside on the porch, taking a small walk. I always tell people there's 24 hours in a day. There's always time to be happy. Find time to do something that you like. You have to do it, even if it's 15 minutes. Find that time for you. You have to claim time for yourself, and even if it's a small amount of time, claim it. And as time go on, maybe you could do more and more. But don't stress about, I need the biggest vacation. I haven't been on vacation. Take a little trip to the park. You have to do simple things. If you get to the point where you can do something bigger, then it's good. But most of us, we don't have time to do these things. Our kids become our life. We have to always think about them. Their future all the time is a lot of worrying, but you have to find that time, that mental break for you. Even if you need to cry, because sometimes you have stuff build up, you cry for 10 minutes. And then get back to it. Get it out. Don't let that cry and build up, because then you're going to have a meltdown. You're going to break down.
You've got really beautiful advice. Thank you.
You do. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to ask one thing and we'll wrap it up unless there's something you want to share. But I do want to ask, we like to celebrate our children, which we all do, right? And so is there something Darius does, maybe something silly or small, that really fills your heart up, like gives your heart joy?
Darius is very affectionate. I don't know where he gets it from. He's like overly affectionate, but he rubs my hair, the way he pulls me close to him and look in my eyes, and he says, "Mommy is the best." And I don't know where he got that from. No one taught him this, but he says, "Mommy is the best." And that's when I realized that I'm doing something right and that God sees me and he knows my heart and he knows that I needed that.
It makes me cry.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you have anything else that you wanted to share before we kind of wrap it up? I know we've almost taken a half hour of your time, so I appreciate
No,
it.
it's not good. I just want to tell parents out there, learn your child. Everyone on the spectrum, they do say everyone on the spectrum is different, and they are. But our kids, a lot of them do have a lot in common. They do some of the same routine things, some of the same stimming. But learn your child. Make the book of your child. The book of Darius is my book. I learned him, and I know a lot about him. Learn your child, and it will make the process more, enjoyable for both of you. Just learn them. Learn everything. Their schedule, what they like, what they don't like, how they react around certain people, how they react around animals, their favorite places. Just start writing the book of your child.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a
Yeah,
great thing. It's
absolutely.
wonderful. And like I said, we were honest up front that it was like, what is she doing? But you have to go past that. And it was great. You are doing wonderful things. And like I've already learned several things I'm learning from you and taking away. Thank you for your willingness to follow up and come back. And we're really glad that we got to meet you. Thank you. I'm
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Have a great day and keep up the good work. And thank you. Thank you so much for listening today. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend or fellow parent. And be sure to follow Parenting Special Needs wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find more resources, stories, and support at parentingspecialneeds.org. And connect with us on social media. We're here to help you navigate, advocate, and celebrate every step of the way. Until next time, be kind to yourself and keep celebrating those small wins. Talk to you soon. Bye.